Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Scrappy Kathy and we're doing a Stash Dive Tuesday. And I'm also using Monday's load prompt. And it is based on, as you know, the whole load this month is based on the Friends television show. And this is particularly based on Marcel the Monkey. And we're supposed to scrap something that makes us happy and to use alliteration. So my title is The Good Old Golf Days, and it is scrapping a photo that I did not know existed. Back in the day when I was manager of an IT group that did developed software for exploration for Gulf oil. I thought we computer geeks were too close to our computers and not close enough to the oil industry. So I arranged a field trip for the whole team to go out and visit an oil rig. And we were given Gulf hard hats and we're holding them in the photo. I went out and captured a Gulf logo from the internet. I hope it's not copyrighted, but it was kind of it was special. This is the friend who sent it to me, and she's there, and this cute guy standing right behind me is John, and we weren't dating then. We weren't married or dating or anything. It was I'm going to assume we were just crushing on each other, but it was kind of one of those things. I was his boss, and he was just a contractor at the time. And so I wasn't, he was contracted at a specific fee. Once we began dating, I let the management know. And at that point, we had hired him permanently, and I would be responsible for his salary administration, which was, not a good thing. So it kind of, he had to be transferred to a different group where I wasn't his boss. But anyway, these were the good old days. And what was funny is, other than this guy right here, who might have been leading us on this tour, I knew the names of all of these people. So that's absolutely, I couldn't remember her name at first, but I did remember that she bought a washing machine from me. When we bought a new washing machine, is it the one I have now? Maybe not. But it was great. So these guys up on the back row are wearing their hard hats, and we on the front row are carrying our hard hats. And I don't know where this hard hat is. I had hard hats from Gulf and Exxon, and I have no idea where they ended up. I think the kids talked me into giving them to them or letting them wear them, and from that point it may have disappeared. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to sweep all this off. I actually have been, you talk about diving, I've been passing by. I have a drawer that's kind of down the hallway there where I keep my finished or in progress gel prints. And I had this one, which this isn't the original. I scanned it and printed this a little bit smaller than the 8.5 by 11 size that it is. And I love this and thought, okay, I'd really like to use that, but of course I didn't want to use the original. So I scanned it, and then I brought it into my word processor, and I typed out, I made these labels that say the good old days, and then I split those up and brought the Gulf logo in there, gave them shadows so it kind of looks like they're pasted on. And I found just a generic yellow sheet of paper. Actually, it's not generic because I'm going to go ahead and use the branding strip. It is an American Crafts line when it was just American Crafts. Let me see what year that was, 2012. It was called Shoreline, and it had a lot of really bright colors and kind of fun things that the shoreline represents. including these bottle caps. And I hate losing these bottle caps by using the yellow side, but I'll bet, what do you think? Maybe we could talk Adam into designing some bottle cap looking flair that kind of has some of these things that look like logos. I love this, and I think that would be kind of a cool idea. There's one right here that has a flamingo, and it says Lazy Days, so that seems cool. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and I have pulled a bunch of junk out of my junk drawer. I didn't want to bring the whole junk drawer here because I'm embarrassed that I haven't really cleaned it out yet. I'm just going to line that up like that. And you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to fill all these holes. This gel print, I know some of you are going to ask me how I made it. I have no idea. It's actually, I can see evidence of about 4 different printing cycles on it. It's picked up junk this is some purple, and there's some green kind of out on the edges. And the yellow splotches were a bad stenciling thing, and then I am not sure. I have no idea. And Vicki Booten, who was teaching the class where I kind of made this, told us to beware of forgetting, and she told us to take notes and write notes on the back, and I didn't do that, so shame on me. Let me just I'm going to put the photo on where I don't cover up. Let's see. I can put it like this. I've got that on it. Let me do another layer out over here. Let's see. I'm just going to put it on and then start embellishing. And I'm going to embellish with things that sort of have some meaning, and with some things that are just absolute nonsense, and nothing that that has anything to do with anything. Like this yellow leaf. I have no idea where the yellow leaf came from, and I don't have any particular, let me kind of get some of this stuff over here and move this a little bit this way, just to kind of get, I'm gonna put this leaf maybe right there where those, well, actually I'm gonna do it over here. There is a small connection. I think it's a maple leaf, and we did have some projects that we worked in conjunction with the Canadian Petroleum Association. And there's this number 8. This has been lying around in my crazy bowl for a while. It's from an alpha set that actually had absolutely no stick to it at all. And it was on the 8th of May. I think this was in early, maybe March of 1981. And it was on the 8th of May that we went on our first date. So I'm going to put this 8 on here somewhere, just maybe offset like that on there, and then I can decorate that up with something else. I have this little label. It's from a Mind the Scrap kit that a piece that I never used, that says Crazy Family. And in essence, that's what this group was. These people were my employees and my best friends and they all shared in what was happening between me and John, and so it's kind of cool. I have a turtle here because the turtle is kind of my, how I have ladybugs for Katie and penguins for John and bees for Barrett and squirrels for Ava. I have turtles for me. So it's kind of big. When I ordered them, I wasn't sure the size, and I'm going to put that there. And then I have a little penguin working on a computer. And so I thought that would be cute for John. And I have no idea where I'm going to put it. I'm just going to kind of stick it somewhere, maybe close to the turtle here. Yeah. And what's kind of cool is if John were here, I would tell him that I envisioned that as he was sitting here with his computer, that he was doing his status report. And some of you may have heard the status report story. He was, John was funny. He was there for the technology. He was there to do the technology. And when the administrative stuff came up, he thought that was my job. and when I asked for status reports, let's see, I have these two Maggie Holmes vellum pieces that are apropos of absolutely nothing, but I want to use them and get them out of my bowl. And there are some kind of reddish sort of colors in there. And you can always, so anyway, he thought that was my job. And I remember one time asking him to do a status report, asking him when his status report would be ready. And he said, okay, he said, if you're, he said, a good manager knows what her team has been working on, and if I am a good employee, I'm going to keep you updated on where I stand on anything that you've assigned me, so you'll know the answers to all those questions, and you're the one whose responsibility it is to write those things up so that the managers get their view of it, so they know what they're supposed to know. And he said, so that's your job. And he didn't exactly refuse to write status reports. He just made me feel bad for asking him. And it was funny. It was kind of an ongoing thing, and I've told that story to James a few times, and when I told it, it sounded like I kind of admired him for standing up to me like that. And James said, well, you never admired me when I refused to do what you told me to do. And I said, yes, that's because he wasn't my kid. And okay, because I think this flare looks kind of like the outline of that. Let me get here's where I can use my tweezers to kind of get this situated properly. I kind of wish I had done this, and I can always redo it with 2 layers of foam so that the flare could fit under that, like this. That doesn't even really look good, does it? I need to bring this a little bit further down, so therefore I need a couple more little thingies, little layers there. Let me just put them on here, why not? Okay. Now, let's get this far enough down that it, oh no, oh no. That's photo paper, so it stuck to it, but fortunately it hadn't been there long enough to do any major harm. Okay, now we can maybe get this. There was a lot of effort for a tiny piece of the page. Okay, I have this yellow butterfly, but it's kind of not the right yellow. I'm going to keep it kind of off to the side. I die cut this circle of just the alphabet typed out in a typeface, and I thought I would kind of work that in, especially in conjunction with this, the little guy on his computer doing his status report. And so it would reference that. So I'm going to put it over near it. Okay, that's there. I've got this little thing that says be bold because eventually, back on May 8th, I was bold enough to invite him over for dinner. It was a Friday night, and we'd been working. I had to go pick the kid up at the daycare center, and let's see. I'm going to put this on here, but I'm going to do it kind of like this. It would be nice if I did it straight. Okay, and then the other one is even shorter. Gonna do it this way. I don't want to go over there because that covers up too many of the I intended to put this down first, and then I could have used the whole thing and wouldn't have little pieces to throw away. And the reference here, because it's a grid, it's like it's a ledger sheet. It's got just little bits of stuff. So the be bold here, again, I don't necessarily want to cover up the circles, but I'm going to put it here because it's kind of in line with the our story sort of thing. I've got this Happy Times card from, I think it's Cocoa Vanilla. And I can use the bicycle for something else, so I'll keep that. It was such a surprise. Connie sent that to me last night, kind of late, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to try to come up with the names? I had forgotten. I'm sure at some point I had a copy of this photo, but I couldn't tell you where it is now, and I'm sure it was only a hard copy, because there weren't digital copies of photos in those days. Or there might have been, but I didn't have any. So it was a definite walk down memory lane, and it was really nice. So I can put this up here on a couple strips of foam. I'm really getting a lot of stuff used up here. And that's always a good feeling, and I think that's the idea that Rebecca and Adam had in mind when they came up with the series. And I think a lot of series are based on that, because I think it's kind of a common thing for us to all have more stuff than we tend to use on a regular basis. And okay, so here I've got this that says this is the story. And I think there was something else on here, together, and it's orange. There was a lot. I had my eye on that camera too, and so I'll keep this kind of off to the side where I may use that. I could put this right here, but I want a little bit of foam under it. That 8 is looking kind of lonesome over there, right? There. Okay. Now, I've got more flare, and I could put some in between circles or some right on top of the circles. Let's see how that might work. I wanted this map flare because for the company we traveled a lot, and also it kind of led to a life filled with lots of travels. I've got that one that could go there. I could just really flare this up, right? Let's do that. Let's do it. And I think the guideline that Adam and Rebecca put out was that we wouldn't use a lot of stuff from a single collection. So I've got about every different release of flare that there has been since I've been able to buy it on here. And I don't think Adam will mind. And I don't really want to cover all of the circles with flare because I want some other. I have this heart-shaped button that I've had my eye on using. It did have something sticky on the back of it. But that stayed on the sheet because that's 1,000,000 years old. And you'll laugh when I tell you why I want to use this one. It's what I would call an umbrella, but John called it a bumbershoot. And I had never heard that word before he used it. I'm going to put it right there, maybe on that flare. Not really. I'm going to maybe put it here on this flare. That's good. So I kind of laughed at him, and he said, "Oh, I can't believe you've never heard of a bumbershoot." And that's one of those things, I guess you grow up in different parts of the country and your parents have different heritage and maybe different language influences. And I think probably some of you in the UK go, "Well, yeah, that idiot doesn't know what a bumbershoot is." And no, growing up in the southern US, I never heard that word, never heard it called that. And since then, occasionally we'll read something or be watching a show where someone uses the word, and he would say, see. Okay, so what I've been weeding here is this word grateful that I was thinking of just using kind of as an accent. This doesn't have enough support right over here. So off camera, I'm going to put some more. It's kind of leaning down. It's kind of up here and then leaning down there. So I'm just going to glue the ATE part and kind of, because I'm really happy that when I was out looking for someone to, was it these flare or this one? Let's see what little pieces I have. I'm going to go this one. There we go. And yes, I'm kind of doing this in Calvin ball style, but like I said, each little thing on here has a special meaning for me. I'm gonna put this gold heart is kind of the same look as the 8. So I kind of want to put it there. And I've got a clear one that could go maybe here. It's glittery but clear, and I just love it. I think these might be Funnies on 9th. that I got as a gift. I think I'm going to switch now to sequins. And I've got these sequins that are, except for the star, I'm not sure how that got in there, but I'm going to use it. These came from the last collaboration set, the first, and, you know, not the most recent collaboration set with between Dottie About Flair and Spiegelmom Scraps. And the sequin set is called Late Summer Thoughts. I don't have any of the Flair left. I think I used the last one a couple days ago. It's called Late Summer Thoughts, and it's designed by Sarah Scraps. And it's gorgeous. I have another full set of it, and another full, you know, mix of it. Like I said, I'm going to use this red star, whether it belongs in there or not. There are some red sequins in that mix, but that wasn't one of them. Okay, so this is going to take forever. I will fill that in with a bunch of sequins, and I'm going to leave these two maybe untouched unless I can find some small embellishments to go on there. I was thinking maybe an arrow across there, and I do have some arrows from Bramble Fox that came in the February Fox box. And they're right here on my desk. So that probably would work. Okay, and I may end up putting a couple more of these little clear hearts on top of this flare and this flare. And like I said, I'm going to fill this circle with these sequins as if it were a shaker pocket. So that's it. I'm going to add some journaling on the back, which will name all the people and tell the story of Connie sending me the photo. So, oh my gosh, I have had this out of frame that whole time. I'm sorry. I haven't done much down at the bottom other than put this line of stickers. I've got the turtle representing me, the penguin on the computer representing John, the typed alphas here representing the status report that he's generating, and my Be Bold representing how I had to be to ask him out to dinner on May 8th of 81. And then, so that's all that's going on at the bottom that you couldn't see. So sorry about that. See you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.